guys, welcome. So, the cat's out of the bag. I am an actual zombie. I've been working incredibly too much. So today, guys, I have a team versus zombie off of Discord and the Battle Hub Discord server. He does a ton of COD content, so if you guys want to check that out and you're into that, that link will be down below in the description. But today, guys, we got a Delcatty team because normalized Thunderwave is really cool, and it puts in a bunch of work in this battle. Shell Smash Cloister, Take High with the Belly Drum of Zoom Arrow, Choice Scarf Gardevoir, because those things have been pretty active lately. They've been pretty, I guess everybody's been using them. Especially Defensive Gliscor, and it actually swaps a couple times during this series, but today we're rocking the Shuckaberry Heatran, and we're going to be leading with Cat's Out of the Bag. And Cat's Out of the Bag is going to go directly for this Thunderwave. Hey guys, if you are enjoying the content that I'm bringing, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and go ahead and hit a notification bell. So Thunderwave is going to ruin Gliscor on turn 1. That means no toxic heal at all. So no poison heal. That's really cool. Knockoff is whatever. Cat's Out of the Bag and the Double Edge. This damage is so significant to this Gliscor because Gliscor is pretty much ruined. He knows that. He's going to go ahead and go for a U-turn and swap out into whatever that he wants to swap out into. Alright, so he's going to go to this Infernape, and I'm like, okay, this is close combat. I have several things I can switch in. I can switch in Gardevoir, I can switch in Gliscor, even though I am specially defensive. I will be able to take boosted hits from this thing. He makes a great play going for the U-turn. We find out there that he's Life Orb. So he's not Focus Sash, Choice Band, or Choice Scarf. He is indeed Life Orb. That means he probably does indeed have Mach Punch. He decides to show me a Slowbro. Now, my thought process here is I want to Memento and go into my Shell Smash Sweeper, which is a really good play on my part, but I'm just going to make a double switch into Death Chamber, which might seem like a really odd play, but especially defensive Gliscor takes this fantastically. My thought process here is I just need to get as much damage on Slowbro as I can, because then it's going to preempt and enable me to get in either my Belly Drum Sweeper or my Shell Smash Sweeper and set it down that way. Also, shut it down that way. Also, the biggest thing here is I need to also get a Memento off with the Garchomp. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the oncoming Garchomp with a Facade. I will be able to live any hit from this thing after the fact with my leftovers cover. Again, I am specially defensive. And Death Chamber, by the way, guys, if you don't know what it's named after a Sonic Adventure Battle 2 level. So I'll go over some of the nicknames more as we go through the series with this team. He goes for the Poison Jab. I'm assuming predicting me to switch out, predicting the Earthquake, which is a really good play. I think he just wanted to hit my Gardevoir really hard, or my Azumarill, either one. I'm not sure what his prediction was there, but now he's going to go out into this Magnezone as I roost up here. Oh yeah, that definitely is shiny Magnezone. Magnezone is very nice. Actually, that's not shiny Magnezone. I'm thinking I could take a Flash Cannon, just because I am specially defensive, but for some reason I decide to swap out of here. I'm thinking this thing is Choice Scarf, so I go into Mount Lava, predicting him to be Choice Scarf because this is going to enable me to incinerate the rest of his team. I know he's got things to check it, like, Slowbro, but Gliscor does not check this thing. And that paralysis on Gliscor is so relevant, guys, more than you will ever understand. I'm going to swap out directly now back into Death Chamber as he goes for the knockoff. I know Facade from my Gliscor will do more damage to him and take him out since he is at very little health. I'm thinking his is actually a pretty offensive Gliscor, considering the damage amount that I took earlier. But it really didn't matter. I mean, Delcatty, it's not a tank in any form of the imagination. Pretty much the whole reason that I wanted to use Delcatty was its normalized ability to paralyze things with Thunderwave. And I thought it would be pretty cool to have Cats Out of the Bag and then, battling Zombie because I am a zombie and I have been dead. But we're going to see how this goes. This should be my first week with content all the way from either the 17th or the 21st, whichever one comes first. So we'll see how that works out in practice. That Facade in practice does absolutely 0.0 damage whatsoever. That's what I get for not having any invest. But that being said, I do get a couple of free hits off this thing because Gliscor isn't really going to help me anymore in this match, so I figure I'm just going to go ahead and sacrifice to get as much damage off as I could. I think Facade and Earthquake do exactly about the same amount, so it really didn't matter which one I went for. My thought process here is to get rid of it some kind of way. I decided to go into Nice Day for a White Wedding, because this thing can Memento or Destiny Bond, and then set up accordingly either my Shell Smash Sweeper or my Belly Drum Sweeper. But he's not feeling White Wedding, so he's going to go on into Magnezone. Now, Memento on Magnezone is kind of cool. The only thing is he can just Volt Switch out and basically take away everything I just did. And both of my sweepers can't come in on Magnezone. So now I have to go out into this Delcatty, and I go for Fake Out plus Double Edge, because I was like, the whole time I'm like, this thing is Scarf, this thing is Scarf, this thing is Scarf, this thing is Scarf. And I don't know what it's going to lock itself into. Once again, thinking that it's Scarf, I go out back into Mount Lava Lava, seeing what he wants to do, and, you know, Volt Switch is kind of whatever. Now, as long as he's not Scarf later on, Delcatty can probably revenge kill it with a Double Edge, or do at least some damage in it, the range to bring it to where something else on my team can revenge it. So that's a thing. Slowbro is kind of a problem. What I decided to do here is bank on Scald Miss, which does not happen. He instead sets up a Yawn, which is going to force me to swap out. Now, luckily, Zombie does not have any kind of entry hazards on the field at this moment, or this would be more than problematic. Of course, setting up a Shell Smash is not worth this. So what I decided to do is go ahead and sack Cats out of the bag. It's done plenty of work for me thus far. Whatever he wants to go for, he can take me out. But it works out perfectly, because now, because he goes out back into Magnezone, I'm going to go for Fake Out. And I'm like, this thing is Scarf. Like, I'm 250% sure. I was like, you know what? Let's just go for the Double-Edged Sword. And you're not Scarf. That damage is relevant, and I'll tell you why later on. So Volt Switch going to go ahead and take out Delcatty as he goes back to not Ash, because he's a zombie. That's why he's not Ash, because he's Zombie Ash. Where does Sonic Hero we want to go into? Guys, I'm really working on the frames, what is it called? The frame rate, getting the speed of the battles up and getting them higher up in speed and quality. So if you just work with me, I'm working on that the best I can. So we were feeling White Wedding, so we're going to go into Hey Kaiba, Hey Kaiba, Hey Kaiba, and go ahead and go for a Belly Drum Citrus Berry combination, because whatever he decides to go for is whatever. I know he's probably just going to put Azu to sleep, but God, I've got to do something to this Slowbro. What I decided to do is go for the +6 play rough, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to take. And that being said, I'm pretty sure that this Slowbro drops to that play rough, and finally this thing goes down at the cost of Hey Kaiba going to sleep. You know, we hacked into the computer network, destroyed the Slowbro, and now we're a sleeping blue rabbit with a bouncy tail. We're kind of vulnerable right now. Just hopping around, waiting for our devastation to come. As he goes out into a Chomp, now this Chomp can just go for Poison Jab and take me out, or nearly take me out. Hey Kaiba decides that he wants to sleep. He didn't outspeed anything anyway. Although Aqua Jet probably would have definitely KO'd from that range if we could have woken up. But my thought process, Cloyster can still come in here and set up a Shell Smash. Now I want you guys to see the relevance of that Double Edge earlier with Delcatty, because I'm going to tell you, this is where it's going to happen. Now, Garchomp being as physically offensive as it is, Cloyster is going to be able to come in here and set up a Shell Smash. I can live any hit from this thing, whether it's Outrage, Earthquake, Stone Edge. He decides to go for the Outrage. I do take half. I do not have the White Herb to re-cure my stats back to normal, so that's my fault. I forgot to bring an item on Cloyster, so good job me. And what I decided to do here is just go ahead and go for the Surf. He's weakened down to the point he's about half, so Surf easily going to be able to take out that Garchomp from this range. The crit was unnecessary because of the Shell Smash. Now, you guys will see in a later battle that I actually have, a spoiler alert, I actually decided to play Zombie a few times. He's going to go out into this Gardevoir, which I'm thinking is Choice Scarfed, but guess what? It's not. So that's kind of cool. Go for an Icicle Spear. There's a crit that I didn't need. 2 of them are enough to take it down. That means 3 hits. Since we get Skill Link, we would have hit 5 times and definitely taken out Gardevoir. Now in comes the part that's important. There's no hazards on the board. Here comes a Surf with a Shell Smash. His Magnezone lives it on abysmal 0 HP. Well, Retro, this is what you get for not running Hydro Pump Cloyster, but you could have missed too. So now I'm going to go out into my Heatran, and unfortunately he did have something in the back to kill me off. So that's going to be the end of the game. thank you so much for that game, Zombie. I enjoyed it, and hopefully I will be less dead and have content all the way either to the 17th or the 21st. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.